What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we've got some Destiny 2 new stuff to talk about, and this comes in the form of This Week at Bungie. So we get a few more details about Festival of the Lost beginning next week, and the October 16th update, some of the changes, and the details about the deployment of that update. On top of this though, Bungie break down some rewards available for players who purchased Forsaken before October 16th. This will include a pretty cool emblem, a shader, 2 exotic emotes, and a bunch of other stuff. I'll break that down in a moment. Bungie talk about the next Iron Banner, some additional event rewards, known issues in the game, and a bunch of other stuff, guys. So if you do find this video useful or interesting, a like below is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe if you want to see more Destiny 2 content. But for now, let's jump straight into it. So Bungie start out by saying, starting Tuesday, October 16th, all Destiny 2 players are invited to join in the festivities. Amanda Holiday will serve as your host, offering bounties, masks, and rewards for all to partake in. Guardians will be invited to confront their nightmares in the Haunted Forest, a limited time activity exclusive to Festival of the Lost. If you missed the announcement yesterday, you can head over to the blog to get caught up. And of course, I did cover all of that stuff here on the channel, so if you want to know all of the details about Festival of the Lost revealed yesterday, I'll link that video down below. But Bungie do provide us with a pretty cool graphic right here, and we can see some of the new stuff that we'll be able to acquire. So we've got a Prince Aldrin mask, as well as a chicken mask, presumably that is the Colonel, Cade's little chicken friend. But on top of this, there is also new armor, so the Titan on the left and the Warlock on the right are both wearing some of the new armor. The Hunter in the middle is actually wearing the full armor set, I believe, so that's actually the helmet as opposed to a mask. Some pretty interesting looking armor right there, and we'll have to dive in next week to see how all of this is acquired. But Bungie say Festival of the Lost isn't the only thing starting next Tuesday. Tuesday is filled to the brim with updates to the game, live events, and more. So next, Bungie talk about the purchase of Forsaken, including the 2 expansions from the Year 1 expansion pass. So they say launching a game reveals what we did right and where we could have done better. With the first months of Forsaken behind us, we're taking stock of what we've learned. They say some of these learnings will manifest in game updates that we're deploying in the very near future, but not every improvement can be made with code changes, so we want to make it less complicated for other Guardians to begin their journey in Forsaken. So effective October 16th, the purchase of Destiny 2 Forsaken will include 2 expansions included in the Destiny 2 expansion pass, so basically that's Curse of Osiris and Warmind. Every player of Destiny 2 who has yet to touch down on the Tangled Shore will need only the Forsaken upgrade, and our hope is that this will eliminate some of the questions that confront a player as they try to join our party. But they say, what about us? We can hear everyone who has already purchased Forsaken asking. And so they talk about some rewards here for everyone who purchased the Forsaken expansion before the 16th of October. Bungie say we have a collection of veteran rewards as an expression of our appreciation for being on the front lines. So every Guardian who has played Forsaken prior to October 16th will receive the following bundle of items. So right here, we can see these items. We got a new emblem, shader, and the 2 emotes that I mentioned, as well as a bundle of consumables. They say the Tiger Stripe Black Shader and Veteran's nameplate emblem are exclusive to players who earn this bundle by playing Forsaken prior to October 16th. They do say the 2 exotic emotes will be made available to Eververse at some point in the future, and all item names are subject to change, which is pretty interesting. And it's pretty cool that Tiger Stripe Black Shader is actually similar to Tiger Stripe in Destiny 1, so I think they're pretty much just bringing that shader forward. There's a lot of desire for black shaders, so let me know down below if you're happy to pick this one up, but that is a bundle we can look forward to next week on the 16th. But Festival of the Lost will not be the only event coming back to Destiny next week, so Bungie say that Lord Saladin returns to the tower just in time to witness Guardians donning their brand new Shaxx masks. So Iron Banner begins on Tuesday the 16th of October and ends on the 23rd. So pretty crazy, we will have Iron Banner at the same time as Festival of the Lost, and inside of the update on Tuesday, there'll be some changes to the Iron Banner, so each bounty will now offer a powerful reward. Bounty objectives have been updated to the following, and you can see that they've adjusted the actual kill requirements for a lot of those bounties right there, reducing the number of kills, match completions, orbs generated, wins, precision kills. So these bounties will be easier to complete, they won't take as long, and every single one of them will offer a powerful reward upgrade, so if you are still leveling up, this is going to be pretty fantastic. Of course, we do have 2 curated weapons when Iron Banner rolls around, so this time we'll be able to get the sniper rifle as well as the pulse rifle, and these will come with a curated roll, so it'll be interesting to see if any of these are godly. But also on top of this, throughout the Iron Banner, there will be double Valor. So starting on the 16th, we get double Valor. And then on the 19th for the weekend, there'll be triple Valor. So lots of opportunities to get those Valor points if you're completing any of the quests, especially things like Redrix's Broadsword. So next week is gonna be a pretty busy one. And of course, the update that brings the Iron Banner changes will also bring some other changes. We'll talk about those briefly in a moment. But Bungie point out there will be some papercraft masks for Festival of the Lost available on the Bungie store. And when you purchase these, you'll also get an in-game emblem. So you can check that out on the Bungie blog post, which I'll link below. But of course, on Tuesday, update 2.04 will actually roll out onto the game. So at 7 AM PDT, which is 2 PM in the UK, the maintenance will actually begin. There shouldn't be any downtime, but the update will slowly start rolling out across all platforms. Players will have to download the update by 9:45 AM PDT, which is just before the reset time, and then at 10 AM PDT, the maintenance should conclude, companion features will be re-enabled, the update will be live in the game, and of course Festival of the Lost, Iron Banner, and all of that stuff will begin. You will need this update though, Bungie do say, in order to actually play Festival of the Lost, so do bear that in mind. Another thing to mention about next week's reset is that we'll actually see the return of the Shattered Throne, so we'll be on week 3 of the Curse in the Dreaming City, and of course the Shattered Throne mission is the way that you can acquire the Wishender exotic bow. This is going to be a pretty interesting one as well, because I've spoken about some lore that still needs to be unlocked inside of Forsaken, and it kind of speaks to what's going on with the cycle of content in Dreaming City, Savathûn and Dul and Karud, as well as characters like Eris and Quiria. Basically, there's a whole bunch of content that we've yet to actually see inside of the game, so that's going to be pretty interesting. I'd guess that the Shattered Throne could bring some variants and some new actual lore drops, but Bungie have said as well that they're working on a fix to the kind of damage bug that you see with the Wishender bow, and it's possible that this one will come on October 30th. There will be a bunch of other exotic changes, including a buff to the Malfeasance hand cannon, and changes to the Malfeasance spawn rate, the actual boss that you need to get in order for the quest to drop. But we should also mention that on full curse weeks, the chance of seeing the Malfeasance boss is actually increased. So if you do have a chance to play, then obviously there is an increased opportunity before October 30th when Bungie actually deploy an update to change that quest and the spawn rate of the boss permanently. So those are a couple of things to bear in mind. Bungie do say as well that they have a whole bunch of new Twitter accounts localized for different languages. So the Brazilian, French, German, Italian, Korean, Mexican and Latin American, Russian, Spanish, and Japanese. And you can expect all of the Bungie updates that you'd normally see on the social accounts on these localized accounts as well. So they're pretty cool. They'll be in the blog post and you can check them out if you're interested. They do speak about the Petra's Run triumph that some folks are trying to complete inside of the raid and the guitar errors that are actually occurring inside of Last Wish. This is something that Bungie are looking into. They do warn players that that could be a potential issue. There are a couple of other known issues. The Braytech RWP Mark II Scout Rifle is not appearing in collections for some players, an issue where the Ascendant Challenge emblem is not updating, and FPS issues on PC. There are a few problems that Bungie are looking into. I should also mention they have published a Bungie bounty program. This goes up towards the end of October, so you can check that out if you're interested in the blog post. But in case you're curious, the other items inside of the October 16th update will include the ability to hover over lost sectors to see their name once you've actually looted them. Players will be able to track up to 3 pursuits at once. They've added Through the Fire and Flood, Zenobia D, and the Crooked Fang to World Legendary Loot Pool, so the Edge Transit will actually drop a little bit less. They're increasing Scout Rifle damage in PvE. I believe that's by around about 15%. Issues where Prime Engrams are going straight to the Postmaster. They've added Transmat effects to collections under the Flare category. Identified a rare issue where Gambit Invasion Portal will not reactivate once used in some matches. And they did say they were working on a fix for the 1000 Voices audio bug, but we will have to wait until Tuesday, October 16th, when we get the full patch notes. Of course, that will confirm all of the changes that actually make it into the update, but these were the items that Bungie were working on and aiming to get into update 2.4. A few things from DestinyRoundup.com, really cool website if you want to keep up to date with Destiny stuff. But Bungie are looking into the issue where Warden's Law combines precision hits into one value, which actually kind of breaks the curated roll of the weapon. The festival engrams that we'll get in the new event will use the knockout system, so you won't receive duplicates, basically increasing your chance to unlock all of the rewards. And of course, Festival will be available to all players who don't require to own the DLC, but do bear in mind if you already own Forsaken, we're going to get that pretty cool bundle in the game on Tuesday. So for now guys, that is going to summarize today's This Week at Bungie. Let me know your thoughts on this stuff down below. Unique rewards are always good. Really excited to see that Festival will actually have some armor sets, as well as a weapon and things like that. Like I said, I'll link the video with a full breakdown of that stuff down below if you haven't missed it. But if you've enjoyed this video, a like is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny content. For now though, whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.